The mystery of the Hinterkaifeck murders. It was a cold night on March 31, 1922, when one of the most chilling unsolved murder cases in history took place at a remote farmstead in Germany. The events at Hinterkaifeck Farm remain one of the most baffling mysteries of true crime. Hinterkaifeck was a small farm located between the towns of Ingolstadt and Schrobenhausen. It was home to the Gruber family. Andreas Gruber, his wife Casilia, their widowed daughter Victoria Gabriel, Victoria's children Casilia and Joseph, and their maid, Maria Baumgartner. The family had been living in relative isolation, but in the weeks leading up to the massacre, strange things began happening. Andreas Gruber, the family patriarch, reported seeing unfamiliar footprints in the snow leading from the dense forest to their farmhouse, but there were no footprints leading back. He heard footsteps in the attic at night and discovered their house key missing. Items around the property seemed to move on their own, and strange noises were heard, but there was no sign of an intruder. Then, the unimaginable happened. On the evening of March 31, something or someone lured 4 members of the family to the barn. It is believed that the killer systematically led them there one by one, striking each of them down with a mattock, a type of pickaxe. Andreas, his wife Casilia, their daughter Victoria, and Victoria's daughter were all brutally murdered. The killer didn't stop there. After finishing off the victims in the barn, they went inside the house and killed 2 more: 2-year-old Joseph and the newly hired maid, Maria Baumgartner. Shockingly, the bodies weren't discovered until April 4, when neighbors grew concerned about the family's absence. When they entered the farmstead, they found the gruesome scene: the entire household slaughtered, with their bodies covered in hay or blankets. But here's where things get even more disturbing. Evidence suggested that the killer, or killers, stayed at the farm for days after the murders. The livestock had been fed, food from the kitchen was eaten, and smoke was seen rising from the chimney over the weekend. Whoever did this didn't flee the scene immediately. They lived in the house with the bodies. The police launched an extensive investigation, interviewing hundreds of suspects over the years, but no one was ever charged. Among the most discussed theories was that Victoria's deceased husband, Karl Gabriel, who was supposedly killed in World War I, might have faked his death and returned to commit the murders. Some believed it was a crime of passion, possibly linked to an incestuous relationship between Victoria and her father. Others suspected a vagrant or someone with a grudge against the family decades past, but the case remained unsolved. In 2007, German authorities reopened the investigation using modern forensic techniques, but due to the passage of time, no definitive conclusion could be reached. To this day, the Hinterkaifeck murders remain one of the